What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mojo Homestead, and happy Labor Day if you are watching this the day that it goes up. It has been a beautiful weekend.
It has. It has.
And we've had a very eventful, very full weekend, which is why this video is going up one day later than it typically does, but we can get to that later. Today, we did want to talk about how we take advantage of what we grow and make our own spices.
Yes.
I think this is something that's a little bit intimidating for a lot of people when you talk about like, oh, making spices. It's really simple, guys.
So easy.
This is going to be not so much a how-to, but kind of a, maybe we can call it like a 101,
Yeah.
Spice 101
Yeah.
kind of thing, to maybe give you the courage you need to try it, because it really is easy. And for us in the kitchen, I would say it's been close to a game changer.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And it's a great way to use all those peppers.
Yes.
If you're on that train where you have a bunch of them. I keep seeing people on Facebook post that they don't know what to do with them. Well, here you go.
Especially those hotter peppers.
Yes.
Those are the ones that we really like to utilize for this. But we'll talk about ways that you can use not so hot peppers as well. If this is your first time finding us, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. We invite you to hit that subscribe button and become a part of our YouTube family.
Yeah.
And if you're coming back with us, we are so thankful for you guys. We really do appreciate you. Welcome back. But let's get started.
We like to plant a variety of peppers that have everything from sweet to mild or medium to super, super hot. The benefit of this is that you get more complex flavorings when you make your spices. So the way we use our peppers is we pick them green through the summer to use them cooking. You know, we like stuffed jalapenos, and I like to use them sauteed in a lot of our dishes. And then into the fall, what you want to do if you're going to use them for seasonings and spices is you actually want them to mature. You don't want them to mature early, like in the summer on the plant, because it'll make the plant stop producing. A couple of my favorite peppers we've grown this year have definitely been the shishito. I've really enjoyed blistering those and having them with homemade like a ranch type of dip that we use with our herbs that we grow in our garden. And also the habaneros. We grow these because they have a nice heat to them, but also they have a really great flavor. I love the flavor of a habanero. If you don't like heat, try the habanada. You get all the flavor without the heat. Over here we have our jalapenos. We love to have stuffed jalapenos on the grill through the summer, but we also love to have them in our spices and in our rubs. So one thing to know about a jalapeno is you will find sometimes this corking on them. So what you want to look for is this characteristic right here. That is actually considered desirable in every country but ours. The reason why it's desirable is because you have the best, most complex flavor in a jalapeno that is corked.
All right, guys, so Cass has harvested several peppers out of our garden. The hot peppers are really starting to come in good now. Fall is really kind of your peak time for those hot peppers to really start putting on heavy and getting a good ripening on them. So some of these are just bell peppers. Now we will hold these out and use them just as they are for other things, but I am going to use some of them for our spice mixes. So one thing with spices in general is you want to take these peppers and you want to prepare them somehow just to really get that flavor out of it. Now, whether that's roasting them or putting them on the grill or smoker like we're gonna do, or at the very basic level, just drying them. Now, we're gonna dry them regardless because you wanna get all the moisture out of them so that you can grind them down into that powder. Now, the most easy, common spice that's like the homemade spice is just red pepper flakes, which are just dried cayennes that are then finely chopped or blended. You can also do powder with that, cayenne powder. But as I said earlier, if you put a little bit of smoke on those or roast them, you get a lot fuller flavor in that end result that can really take that spice to the next level that you're not going to get in your store-bought spices. The other reason that homemade spices are just better is because store-bought spices have typically been ground sometimes months ahead of time by the time they actually hit the grocery store shelves. Then you're buying that and then it's sitting in your cupboard for however long. The longer these things sit, the more those flavors begin to break down in a bad way, and you begin to lose a lot of those complexities that you get from a fresher spice. We're kind of talking about like your pepper spices. So what we're looking at is chili powder, which really chili powder, now all you connoisseurs out there and you know, ones that are very, very particular probably have like your certain chilies that you think of in chili powder. But in the simplest form, chili powder is really just any dried pepper or combination of peppers that are blended and made into a powder. So you can play around with a bunch of different combinations and get good chili powder. I gotta get these on the grill. So I am gonna put some bell peppers on here for our chili powder this year so that we can get just a milder chili powder. We don't want to get it too terribly hot, but I am going to still put some of those peppers that bring a little bit more heat in there as well. I do have a couple of shishitos that were all the way ripe. I'm going to put these on here. Those will probably get added into our chili powder. As I was saying before, all of these kind of random peppers that we have will be added into just our basic, what we're going to call chili powder mix. How many times can you say chili powder in one video? We've got some others. These are garden salsa. We did not quite get enough tomatoes to make salsa, so those are just going to be smoked and added into a pepper blend, spice blend as well. Jalapenos are mainly going to be kept out and kept separate for our chipotle. All chipotle is a ripened jalapeno, so red jalapeno, that is smoked, which turns it into a chipotle. And then you can use it however you want. And then grind it down to make chipotle powder. That is probably my #1 favorite spice that we do. These habaneros, we made an amazing sweet habanero barbecue sauce last year that we are looking forward to doing again this year. So that's what these are gonna be. I'm actually gonna smoke them this year and use them that way. We did not do that before. You probably noticed there's something else on this grill that's not a pepper. We are doing a smoked ham for Labor Day. We did do a short kind of talking about why this is our favorite way and why we do it. So I'll link that right here, right now. The other thing that we really like to use our hot peppers for is making hot sauces. It's a good way to use them up and also a good way to get something else out of your pantry that probably is coming from a grocery store. And again, any combination of peppers that you want to do, if you find just a basic recipe, is going to give you your own unique flavors. We just get to play around with combinations. So every single year, our stuff tastes a little bit different and it's kind of fun. I'm gonna shut this, let them smoke for at least an hour, maybe go for 2 before I have to crank this up for the ham. And then we're gonna pull those off, get them in the dehydrator, and we will continue to process them down from there.
So it smells amazing out here, I have to say.
It does smell good.
It smells real good. I'm real excited to see what our spice blend, our pepper blend, ends up tasting like this year. It's always so fun and so good. Highs and lows?
Highs and lows. Let's do it.
Yeah, you go first.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll start with the easy one. My high was this weekend. So I've got 2, but I'm gonna focus on one because one of ours is gonna overlap. But I will say this: I'm going to brag on my wife and my daughter. They both had a major part to play in a wedding that we went to this weekend, which is why this weekend was so busy.
Yeah.
One of our friends got married. It was a really cool celebration, but my lovely wife, Cassandra here, acted as the director and was kind of in charge of not just the wedding, but also the reception and getting everything set up. And she did an amazing job.
I had amazing help.
I mean, there were all positive comments and everything went smoothly. And then Selah was in charge of all of the flowers and getting those ready. So that was really cool for her. And it just really did a lot of good for her to hear everyone so complimentary of the flowers because, I mean, they looked really good. They looked really good. And so that was fun. But my high that I'm going to focus on was I got a date this week, kind of spur of the moment with my wife. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and plug it. We are not affiliates by any means. Our closest relationship is that we've got a couple of friends who operate 2 different stores. We did a little impromptu lunch date to Chick-fil-A to try their new sandwich. And shameless plug, the pimento cheese chicken sandwich, totally
So
worth
good.
it. Totally worth it.
On the spicy filet.
Yes. Yes. So that was my high for the week. So my low, I mean, it was the weather was beautiful, so it was
Yeah, it
really a good
was.
week. I'm just gonna, okay, selfishly. Selfishly, my low was that this weekend was the opening for college football. And with as busy as we were, we went out of town yesterday. I didn't get to just sit down, veg out on it, and enjoy it. So, I mean, everything was fun. We had a blast this weekend.
Yeah.
But that would be my low. That I didn't get to, like, just enjoy all things college football this weekend. But our team does play tonight.
Yes.
So, I did not have to, like, have all this other interference with that.
So I'll start with my low. My low was definitely the stress kind of and the anxiety leading up to the weekend, the wedding in particular. I wanted it to be perfect for the bride, and I'm close with her. I wanted her to have her dream wedding, and I was directing it. So I felt like there were very important elements that rested in my hands. But I had a great support system, so my high would also be the wedding. I felt so much support. Jeremy helped me. I had some other people from the church help me decorate. Selah did a great job. So it ended up being beautiful and perfect, and I felt supported the whole time. We also got to pray over the bride and groom. I prayed over the bride during the ceremony, and Jeremy got to pray over the groom. And that was a really sweet moment during the ceremony. I was so blessed to be able to be a part of the whole thing and just to be there for her for this special day. That's all we have for you. We hope that you guys have had a wonderful Labor Day, that you have a great week, and be blessed.